Welcome back to the Nerdy Grail. Now, this is a video that I wasn't anticipating on making, and it's something that I don't normally do. I don't normally do reactions to other YouTube channels. However, this is one that I thought I've sort of got to do a bit of a reaction to. So, the channel that I'm reacting to, and those in the Doctor Who community and other communities may know of this person anyway, is I'm reacting to a video from Bowlestrek, who at the moment and in recent years has been known, obviously, to put out quite controversial reactions to episodes. Now, I used to, many years ago, I used to love Bowlestrek's channel, I used to watch all of his videos, thought they were all fantastic. However, lately, there's a group of people within the Doctor Who community who seem to just hate everything that Doctor Who puts out. They almost don't seem to give it a chance. Just everything is horrible, everything's atrocious, everything's garbage, everything's woke, you know, and I don't think they're giving it a chance, if I'm perfectly honest. Now, I did a review on Lux, which is up on my channel, so if you want to check that out, please do. I loved Lux so much, so I was really interested to see what would Bowlestrek's view on Lux be, because in my personal opinion, I don't think there's an awful lot you can criticise with Lux. It's not a perfect episode. I'm not going to sit here and say it's perfect, because it's not. But I am interested to see what he can criticise with it. And he did drop, literally at the time of doing this, about half an hour ago, his review on Lux with the tagline, atrocious. So instantly I was like, I've got to see this. So I'm just going to see what his reaction to Lux was. What are his thoughts, and how is he going to say that this is another god-awful episode and Doctor Who is dead and should get cancelled? So I am interested. So I will pause this as we go along and talk about some of his points. So here we go. So this is my reaction to Bowlestrek's review on Doctor Who Lux.
As we take our journey into the depths of hell, we wonder what kind of...
And straight away, this is what I mean, straight off the bat, there's no leniency. He doesn't do anything like, okay, straight away we're going to start on a high note or say something a little bit positive. No, straight away, we're in the first couple of words as we take the next steps or journey into the depths of hell. So describing Doctor Who as hell. Great, typical, brilliant. Thanks for that. That's great. It's not hell for everyone, you know. Sometimes this is an escape for people. Okay, great. Okay, cool. Typical Bowlestrek at the moment.
Marvel's RTD is going to bring us this week. We start with an atom bomb test in Nevada. Bomb? What a perfect metaphor. Then the bomb...
Why did I feel like I knew he was going to say that? That he was going to compare, you know, the atom bomb to Doctor Who bombing. Oh no, ratings going down. Oh no, Doctor Who. This is proof that Doctor Who's terrible, you know? Oh great, yeah. Ugh, God, can you not just let it be just for 2 minutes?
Boom boom, like the ratings for this horrific excuse for a show. We see a theater full of white people, and I start thinking, this can't be good. Remember...
Why is skin colour such a problem for Bowlestrek? Why is that such a thing? Why does he have such a hatred for it? Does he not see that he's being racist? Honestly, you know, oh yes, because they're all white, instantly that's going to be a problem, because all white people are bad, and obviously we can only have... I don't know, he's just got this mentality. I don't understand why he has to be like this. We're not thinking it. I wasn't thinking it at the time. It's just ridiculous.
Happened the last time the white elitists that run this show give us an episode filled with white people. Do as we say, not as we do. We're better than you, pleb. Now watch my show so I can call you scum. This white dude is making tea. How oppressive of you. You are so cancelled. No time for that now. He has to hide the reels of naughty films from Dr. Nutty. I wouldn't worry, white.
I don't like this Dr. Nutty. I mean, I know he's doing it because obviously the new Doctor shoot he's wild, he's crazy, he's full of energy, but let's be real, other Doctors have been wild and crazy. Patrick Troughton, I'm not being funny, but Patrick Troughton's second Doctor, he runs around like a lunatic, hops around like a lunatic. Why is he not called Dr. Nutty? You know, there's other Doctors that are wild and crazy. I just don't understand. He only started doing these little nicknames for them since Jodie came around. It's just, I just don't understand.
Dude, that stuff is pretty tame compared to what this creep is into. Then he starts a cartoon, which is probably some sex thing that only perverts can understand, so it should be quite clear to the degenerates that pretend to like this crap. Mr. Ring-a-Ding goes to town. Oh, I'm sure he does. Then he starts harassing whatever the hell this is supposed to be.
Oh
then,
my God.
as Mr. Ring-a-Ding starts singing, I start banging my head against the desk, and we're only 2 minutes in. Then a film...
But why? Why are you banging your head against the desk? What actually has happened in the episode at this point to offend you so much? At this point in the episode, a documentary's been shown about the atomic bomb. The guys put on the show reel and the Ring-a-Ding cartoon has started. No one's even said anything at this point. What are you actually offended by? I just don't understand.
Bill gets possessed. Mr. Ring-a-Ding starts insulting the white people, then pops out of the...
He doesn't start insulting the white people. That is exactly what he doesn't do. He's just talking to them because now he's got life and he's just saying, hey, don't ignore me. I can see you all there, sitting there with your popcorn, you know, and I'm going to come and get you now. You know, he doesn't start insulting the white people.
And things start to go awry. Oh, you don't know the half of it. And Dr. Nutty hasn't even shown up yet. Then, as if on cue, we are greeted to a shot of our favorite sex pervert's crotch. And diversity hire number 6...
I'm sorry, but I'm fairly certain that in plenty of classic Doctor Who stories, there's plenty of crotch shots of the Doctor. It's not just Shooty. I don't know why you're doing this. Go, and you like classic Who, I'm fairly certain, Bowlestrek, so I don't know why you like this. I'm fairly certain, in my very first ever Doctor Who story, The Hand of Fear, there is a clear crotch shot of Tom Baker towards the end, when Sarah is saying, I'm going to leave the TARDIS. I mean, there you are, you're going to call him a sex pervert too? No, you wouldn't dare do that to Tom Baker, would you?
Continues to endear herself to nobody, and is probably the most unpleasant companion ever to grace the TARDIS. I'd rather...
I will say that, you know, in the first episode, Robot Revolution, I will say she was a little bit unpleasant. I'll give him that. But in Lux, she really opens up, if I'm being perfectly honest. I actually like Belinda now. I think she's a pretty good companion. And I wouldn't say she's the most unpleasant to ever grace the TARDIS. Definitely not.
12 hours of listening to Janet Fielding bitch about how bitter she is at life, then listen to the sounds coming from her pie hole for more than 30 seconds. It seems the one date the TARDIS can't reach is May 24th. Take note, parents, it will be safe to take your kids out on May 24th. All this does is give diversity hire number 6 more reasons to bitch.
Why are they all diversity hires? I don't understand. Why... I mean, okay, yeah, sure. But I personally think, no, they had the talent here, and she's a good actress. Shooty's a good actor. Come on now.
Christ, dude, just throw her out the airlock. Dr. Nutty asks diversity hire number 6 if she has a boyfriend, and I'm sure we're all shocked to learn that the answer is no. I mean, why not? She's so delightful. Then she talks about her dad being a terrible...
You seem to gloss over the fact that she also says she doesn't have a girlfriend either. So there you are, they're not doing the lesbian thing either. She doesn't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Just gloss over that. I don't know, just, yeah, why not? You wouldn't talk about that, would you?
Singer. Yeah, we know. Dads are just terrible at everything. They're not perfect like you. She says she wants to see her parents again.
She's not saying that she's perfect. She doesn't say that she's perfect.
But I have an idea the feeling's not mutual. I mean, could you imagine having to deal with this day after day, month after month, year after year, decade after decade? Then Dr. Nutty shows off his new sexual pleasuring object and all the fun places it can go. It sure can, Dr. Nutty. It sure can. He says he can get
I'm not even going to comment.
Number 6 home. All she has to do is get on. We know this isn't going to happen because we already know we get an entire season of this delight. Then the show gets cancelled, hopefully to never be seen again. Dr. Nutty says his new sexual pleasuring device will land them on May 24th. Then it lands them in 1952. And anyone with a functioning brain, so anybody that isn't one of the degenerate losers that pretends to like this crap, should be able to see exactly where this is going. Oh, what family fun this is! Who doesn't like coming home from a hard day at work, something that the elitists in charge of this trek will never know, to spend 45 minutes with the insuperables? Then diversity hire number 6 just realizes that she's dressed like a bum. Nothing like not noticing that you look like a hobo until the second episode. But this makes Dr. Nutty very excited.
Again, making a comparison here, he says, oh, you know, not noticing that you look like a hobo until the second episode. If we want to go back in time to Matt Smith's first episode, The 11th Hour, Amy Pond actually is wearing her pyjamas for the last 10-15 minutes of that story, travels with the Doctor, there's a little short in between, and then she's actually wearing that outfit for all of the Beasts Below. She's wearing her pyjamas in all of the Beasts Below. So that's the same thing. I'm sorry, but fact check yourself a little bit, because this isn't the first time it's happened. Just saying.
because he gets a chance to dress her up as a doll. Then we get a dance sequence as we are transported into hell. They're in Miami, which means that somebody should alert the local media. Whatever you do, do not go anywhere near this man. Then Diversity Hire number 6 tells us that she learned about Rock Hudson during her HIV training course. Well, that's just delightful for a kid's TV show. Dr. Nutty wants to know why they chained up the cinema. Simple, to keep your creepy ass out. It's been closed.
Please, can we stop with these comments about him being a pervert and all this stuff? Just stop. It's boring at this point. You're not even criticising the episode at this point. You're just, I don't know what you're doing, but you're not actually criticising the episode. You're not actually analysing it properly. You're just going, oh, he's a creep, he's a pervert. Everything he does, he's a creep, he's a pervert. You know, that's all he's doing.
Now Dr. Nutty needs to find somewhere else to have a wank. Oh no, the theater has been doing mysterious things to people. What a pickle. What a pickle indeed. No time for that though. Dr. Nutty's pleasuring device just went ding and he needs to find somewhere to shove it. Diversity Hire number 6 then gets annoyed at the very idea of preventing people from getting killed in the theater of death. That's been the subject of many a horror movie, and I find myself wishing I was watching one of them instead, but nope, I'm going to force my way through this because I hate myself. Diversity Hire number 6 then refers to Dr. Nutty as Scooby-Doo, but Dr. Nutty says he prefers to refer to himself as Velma. Wrong, dude. Velma was more likable and much less creepy. Then
That's a lie. I'm sorry. The Velma show is god awful, but I get what he's trying to say here. But no. I disagree with you there. Velma was a terrible show. I'm sorry. I hated it. It was awful.
Diversity Hire number 6 gives this poor dude the look of death while they go have a coffee. Man, she keeps becoming more likable by the minute. People have gone missing after visiting the theater of death. I guess they knew Dr. Nutty was coming to town and decided to get the hell out. Then we get a lecture about segregation.
No, it's just the people have gone missing because Ring-a-Ding has captured them and put them in the film.
Not being allowed in booze. Actually, they're not even allowed in the diner. How delightful. Nothing like getting smacked in the middle of the head with the mouth of the eternally offended, upper-class, British elitist pricks. And Diversity Hire number...
No, that's just going based on actual history. He's being educational, which if you seem to forget, Doctor Who back in the day in the early 60s was supposed to be educational. That's why we had historical stories a lot more in the Hartnell era, and it wasn't all sci-fi. That's why we had stories like the Romans, why we had stories like the Aztecs, why we had stories like Marco Polo and the Reign of Terror. It's just showing you history.
6 really needed something else to be offended by. It's been almost 5 minutes. This lady starts telling them about her missing son. All the while, it looks like Dr. Nutty wants to bang her, because this man will bang anything. It seems the caretaker still plays movies at night. Can't have that. No fun allowed for white people, only lecturing and hate. Then Dr. Nutty gets excited. Dude, just leave the caretaker alone. He's done nothing to you, creep. Then Dr. Nutty breaks into the building.
No, he's just doing what the Doctor always does. Every incarnation of the Doctor, when there's something going on, you look at any incarnation, you know, if they hear, well, you know, like Matt Smith going using the Beast Below again, he sees a little girl crying and he runs over to the little girl to wonder what's going on. You calling him a creep, a paedophile? You know, the Doctor, when he hears screams, he has to investigate. That's just in his nature. The Fifth Doctor's catchphrase, why do I always let my curiosity get the better of me? He's just being the Doctor. He's not being a creep. Just stop.
Just breaking the law, but they'll just put it down to oppression. Then Dr. Nutty goes on about the theater being a segregated space. That's irrelevant now, Dr. Nutty, seeing as you broke in, which is a crime, meaning you're a criminal. The caretaker dude really wants Dr. Nutty to go away. Sorry, dude, this guy doesn't take no for an answer. Trust me, many have tried. Then Diversity...
I can't argue with him there on that point. In terms of the Doctor anyway, not in terms of the actor. In terms of the Doctor anyway, yeah, the Doctor, you know, if he wants to investigate something, he'll investigate it.
Number 6 takes a second to be offended, once again, by the fact that Dr. Nutty refers to itself as the Doctor. Of course, dear, but he's not just the Doctor, he's Dr. Nutty, the sex pest. As Dr. Nutty approaches, the caretaker becomes more and more terrified. Dude, just call the police! Then, as Mr. Ring-a-Ding comes out of nowhere, Diversity Hire number 6 gets offended again, and Dr. Nutty tries to figure out how he's going to bang a cartoon.
Can I just, both of those points, how does she look offended? She just looks curious as to how there's a living cartoon, and though the Doctor's just interested because he's doing Doctor things. He's interested in this new creature. He's never seen something like this before. You don't have to relate everything to a sexual preference or a sexual thing. It's not anything to do with that. He's not analysing the episode. He's just not.
Mr. Ring-a-Ding then gets very sad. Yeah, I'd be sad if these two came across me too. Just tell yourself it'll be over soon, like the sweet embrace of death. Then diversity hire number 6 starts to cartoon shame Mr. Ring-a-Ding and tells him he looks like a pig. Man, what an unpleasant woman. It seems it's not a...
She just says that your nose looks like a pig's nose because she's just asking what he is, because he is a bit of a mixed match of creatures. She just says, you've got a nose like a pig. He does have a nose like a pig.
Good idea to make Mr. Ring-a-Ding laugh. That's a bit hard. How can you not laugh at diversity hire number 6 and her degree of unpleasantness? It's hilarious. Then he laughs, and a bunch of letters on the theater marquee start falling down and spell Harbinger, because RTD still seems to be under the delusion that anybody actually cares about his stupid plot threads. Even the people that pretend to like this crap don't care. It seems Mr.
I care. No, I care because it's another interesting story arc. I'm sorry, but we've had great story arcs in the past. In the classic series, The Key to Time, although I'm not a huge fan of The Key to Time, the story arc with the Black Guardian and trying to find all the pieces of The Key to Time. You know, the Black Guardian trilogy, the East Space trilogy, Trial of a Time Lord and who the Valiard is. In New Who, Bad Wolf, you know, the cracks in time, they were all interesting. You know, this is not new. This is not new. In golden eras of the show, we've had plot threads. This is just the latest one, the gods and the pantheon. I don't know why you're so against this. I'm sorry. So I am interested because I want to see more of these gods, and I'm hoping that we'll see more gods like maybe the Mara might show up and the Trickster. You know, we've had Sutek, the toy maker, Maestro, and now Mr. Ring-a-Ding, so why not?
Ring-a-Ding's real name is Lux. Nah, too many names. In honor of Dr. Nutty, from henceforth, I'm going to refer to you as Ding Dong. It seems nobody dies until Ding Dong is done singing his song. Then...
Don't do my boy like this. I like Mr. Ring-a-Ding.
Jesus, dude! Sing faster! Then things get much worse for the caretaker when Dr. Nutty breaks into his projection booth. Run, dude! Just run, and don't look back! Then diversity hire number 6 gets offended at the very notion of a white dude talking to her. It seems the caretaker dude was married for 20 years.
No, she doesn't. She just asks a question. You know, she's just curious. Like a doctor and a companion should be.
And this time they both get offended. No marriage here, just insufferable girl boss diversity hires and creepy dudes named Dr. Nutty who refuse to get tied down because that would interrupt his mission to bang everything in sight. But it seems his wife was killed crossing the road because that's how true love ends in this universe. But Ding Dong brought his...
That can happen, my guy. People can die from crossing the road. Why are you making that out as like it's a joke? You generally can. People have. People do. Right now, that could have happened. It's a sad thing. Don't use it as a butt of a joke. I'm sorry, but no.
Back in film form. Well, that was nice of him, but Dr. Nutty is disgusted, and diversity hire number 6 is offended. Dr. Nutty says, there are terrifying things in the universe. We know, Dr. Nutty. We're looking at one of those things right now. Oh no, it seems the white dudes are trapped on film. Careful, or diversity hire number 6 might crack a smile. Then Ding Dong decides he's had enough of Dr. Nutty and his crap and decides to present us with the showreel of RTD's biggest failures. Thanks a lot, Ding Dong. Most of us have tried to block last season out. What a jerk. Then diversity hire number...
The only thing I will say that I agree with him on so far, yeah, Sutek was an utter failure. I'm sorry, RTD. You did my boy Sutek injustice. It was done terribly. He was treated poorly. I will agree with you, Bowlestrek, on there. Yes, I tried to blot out the Sutek thing. I think Maestro was done fine. And the Toy Maker in the 60th, to a degree. But yeah, Sutek was done poorly. So, no, I will give you credit there, Bowlestrek. Yes, I agree, Sutek was done poorly.
6 tries to resolve the situation by getting offended and telling Ding Dong to let them go. Well, you really have never had to put any work into anything, have you? Then Ding Dong turns Dr. Nutty and diversity hire number 6 into a cartoon. But this doesn't result in making him any less creepy and her any less insufferable and generally unpleasant. Also, the level of animation indicates that the effects team really was trying their best. It seems being sad makes them more three-dimensional. Well then, just bring in the few remaining real Doctor Who fans and you should be in the 4th dimension in no time. Then they're 3-dimensional again because they can only stretch their several $million effects budget so far, given the capabilities of the effects department. Then they break the frame and escape. Probably a good thing because that backdrop was getting far too expensive. Just in time too because the...
I did wonder that myself, mine. They did spend very little time on that animation backdrop, and obviously... yeah, it wasn't a big part of the episode. Not that I thought it would be anyway, but yeah, clearly they were saving it. But they're saving it for the finale because Mr. Ring-a-Ding's final form looks great.
Are finally here with the lady from the diner to bust Dr. Nutty and his creepy ass. And for the first time in years, I actually find myself smiling during an episode of this flaming train wreck. Then diversity hire number 6 gets offended and tells the police officer, "Don't you dare point a gun at us. We've done nothing wrong." Yeah, that's not how this works, dear. And there's this thing called breaking and entering. Then, with all the subtlety of a fat woman's ass, after raiding the buffet for 3 hours, the police officer tells them,
It's a bit... What? That's a bit harsh. What are you saying that she's fat? Why? Why are you doing... I don't understand. I don't understand.
"We're in a white man's theater." Oh dear, I don't think any of us ever saw that coming. Oh, RTD, you really are a master of twists. Also, this shouldn't be about race. There are many, many more valid reasons to arrest Dr. Nutty.
I find that hilarious that you're saying this should not be about race. You, Bowlestrek? Race? I'm sorry, but wasn't one of your first comments in this video talking about how the theatre is full of white people? You know? And so obviously that's a bad thing. Well, that's talking about race. I just find that hilarious that you're basically being a hypocrite there. But okay.
Man's a pervert. We're in a movie theater. In a few minutes, he'll be pulling a Pee Wee Herman. But, oh my, it wasn't a cop after all. They're still in the crappy movie, and I'm still watching this crappy show. Then they take a minute to break the fourth wall.
I can't wait for
and
this.
If you're not creeped out by this, there's definitely something wrong with you. Or you're a creep yourself, meaning that a good portion of the audience...
Can I just say that Deadpool does this all the time? You know, and I wouldn't say that you would criticize Deadpool. Everyone loves Deadpool, and Deadpool breaking the fourth wall, looking at the audience, talking to the audience, coming close to the audience, is actually something people find hilarious and funny, but you just, you know, you feel like the need to make it weird, feel the need to criticize just because... Yeah, whatevs.
Didn't get creeped out. Then they break the film and climb out of a TV into modern day, and things are about to get silly as they meet their 3 remaining fans who are still deluding themselves into thinking this show will ever get any better, and they've decided to use merchandise as props because they are fully aware that nobody wants to buy that crap. Then this lady says, hashtag RIP Doctor Who. Hey man, that's my line. And at least you people are finally starting to face reality. And yes, that was in the script. They actually did that. I would say this is where the show finally jumped the shark. If that didn't already happen 5 years ago, Dr. Nutty then gets upset when even the people on his show don't like his crappy run. They say their favorite episode is Blink from 19 years ago, and diversity hire number 6 says that's stupid and gets offended. They say this episode is a bit...
No. They say that obviously their description of the episode is stupid because, yeah, to be fair, their description of what Blink is silly. They could have said anything. Oh, the one with the weeping angels and the statues that move and when you were trapped, but they just say the one where you're not allowed to blink. Yeah, that is a pretty stupid description of Blink. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, sure, you're not allowed to blink, but why are you not allowed to blink? You know, if these are supposed to be Doctor Who fans, you could be a bit more descriptive of that.
Obvious. Well, I was going to say complete crap, but that works too. They start offering possible solutions to the current dilemma, but diversity hire number 6 gets offended and calls them annoying. Then they admit the truth, that they're not real and they don't exist. Well, obviously they don't exist. There are no true fans of the show left. What a twist! The fictional fans start offering solutions, but Dr. Nutty gets distracted when he realizes that he hasn't tried to bang any of them yet. Then the fake fans...
Again, why on earth does he constantly go back to talking about it in a sexual, weird way that is not what he indicates or talks about at any point in that scene?
It's sad when they realize that they'll soon blink into non-existence. Like this show. How sad. Then they burn the celluloid and escape again. Did they really escape this time? Who cares? At least it's almost over. Then Dr. Nutty regenerates his hand. Why? I no longer care enough to ask why. Ding Dong decides that
that's
he can
not the
make
first
good
time that's
use of
happened either.
regeneration
The Doctor's
energy,
done that
and Dr.
multiple
Nutty
times.
gets excited when he realizes it's going to involve some S&M stuff. Ding Dong gets excited. Now he can go outside, something most current fake Doctor Who fans never do, unless it's time for a new bottle of Vaseline. Then diversity hire number 6, instead of just asking the caretaker for a match so she can rip off Inglourious Bastards and set the film on fire, first decides to shame him for having nicotine-stained fingers. Then the caretaker decides to burn...
She doesn't shame him, she just says, I know that you smoke because of your nicotine fingers. She doesn't shame him. She doesn't say, you're a naughty man for smoking. You shouldn't smoke. It's dangerous for you. She just says, I know you smoke because of your fingers. She doesn't shame him for it. She just says, I know you smoke.
film himself because, let's face it, diversity hire number 6 is pretty much useless, and then Ding Dong dissipates into space, the toxic white people come back, and who's this? Nobody cares, but reminds us that the show ends on May 24th. Oh, it sure does! And these people are back, despite being told that they would cease to exist. Well, who cares about consistency? And this trash is over for yet another week. Praise the Lord! And that's it for today. Don't forget to follow me on X, and until next time, piss off!
Oh my god, Bowlestrek, wow. Well, that was typical Bowlestrek. I'm not being funny. What has gone wrong here, Bowlestrek? You barely analysed the episode, if I'm perfectly honest. You just constantly talked about, you know, Shooty being a sex pest, this, that, and the other. You were a hypocrite, so you said one thing and then later on said another thing. You know, I'm not being funny, but I don't understand. I really don't understand why you are so toxic towards the show. You are in your right to think that the episode was bad, okay? I'm not saying you're not allowed to think the episode was bad. I'm even saying the episode's not perfect, even though I did actually really enjoy it. However, you take it way too far, and there's other YouTubers out there who take it way too far and instantly think it's bad no matter what. They don't even give it a chance. Not a chance at all. I don't know if I'm going to react to any more Bowlestrek videos or reviews on future episodes. I might maybe for the finale to see his point on the finale when that comes out. I had to do this one because I thoroughly enjoyed Lux. If there's another episode that I thoroughly enjoy and would like to see and react to this, then maybe I'll do another reaction. But at this point, this is probably going to be the only time I react to Bowlestrek at the moment, but we'll wait and see. Well, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please like it by giving it a thumbs up and comment down below your thoughts on Lux. And also check out my review on Lux, which is also up on my channel. And subscribe if you are new. But for now, this is the Nerdy Grail signing off. I hope you've had an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now, everyone.